I'll get into it now. We'll start again.
Are we going to roll into it, or we just go off the bat?
We'll do a bit more conversational.
Good afternoon!
Good afternoon! Clear the throat. Get ready. Do your vocal warm-ups. Alright, I think I'm fresh.
Me too.
Hello and welcome to the Scorpion and the Frog podcast. I'm the Frog.
I'm the Scorpion.
And we're here to talk about, fittingly, for our second episode.
Welcome back.
Fittingly for our second episode, we're talking about sequels.
Sequels.
Fuck, that was unrehearsed, that.
You couldn't tell either.
Yeah. Yeah, we're already getting into a bit of a groove with our second episode. We're already
so
bouncing
good.
off each other. We're getting so much feedback.
It's like we've known each other. It's not like we don't have any idea who we are.
Yeah.
We just sit down and start cording.
Yeah. We're acing this shit. Anyway, sequels. They're not good, usually. They're usually pretty bad.
Cheap cash grab.
Yeah.
What do you think is the hallmark of a good sequel?
If it can improve upon the second one and continue the story in a natural, organic and engaging way, and still be a standalone chapter of the story.
Like our first film, Empire Strikes Back.
That's true. But before we get into it, I had a couple things I wanted to get into.
Sure.
I had a quote that I thought I'd start out our episode with. What?
No, go.
A sequel is an admission that you've been reduced to imitating yourself.
Okay, what's that from?
Some American humorist said it.
Okay.
Don Marquise. I just thought it was a fitting way to start our discussion because, well, sequels are not often done with any originality or creative, anything in mind.
Normally when you hear they're making a sequel to something, the first instinct is to moan or groan.
Yeah, it's not good news.
No,
say.
Not normally.
But for instance, the first ever sequel ever made was the Birth of the Nation sequel, which we all know how good the first one is and how much we all wanted to see the story continue after the first Birth of a Nation.
Have you seen either of them?
I haven't seen either of them, no. But I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Cash grab on a controversial film.
When did it come out?
1927, I want to say. Something
And that's
like
the first sequel?
I believe so. It's not like the first sequel, but
it's
like
just the first one with number 2.
First full-length sequel. It's not the first with number 2 in it. It's called Death of a Nation or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Very clever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like our first movie.
Yeah. That's a good segue.
Thanks.
What's our first movie?
Star Wars Episode 5. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back.
It admittedly is the best sequel ever made.
Yeah, in film.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably the best sequel in anything.
Yeah, alright, fine. I'll give you that.
I
ascribe
can't
to
think
that.
of anything else. But what makes it a good sequel?
It improves on the first one. It expands the lore.
Yeah.
We go to more planets. We get to know more about the characters.
Mm.
The locations, the sets, the sound.
Yeah.
Everything, the stakes. Everything's better.
Mm.
And it has a good ending as well. It's my favourite movie, still, even from when I was a young age. I think it's got everything for someone. If you're a kid, you just like bright colours and loud noises.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you're more into the story and the dynamics of certain characters.
Yeah.
And a good ending.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Sad, it's deserved.
Yeah.
It answers the questions but leaves enough for another one.
Makes you wanting another one. Yeah, leaves you wanting it.
What do you like about it?
I like almost everything about it. I love the set design for it. I think it's got the best set design out of all of the original movies. I love Cloud City. Yeah. I love just...
I love Hoth.
Yeah, Hoth is great.
The outfits, I love the outfits.
That whole opening sequence is incredible.
Yeah.
I love, just you really feel, I feel chilly watching that opening scene. I feel like I'm cold. I want to put a jacket on. And
I feel like a wampa.
yeah. Still fucking stomping around and bloody...
slashing Luke up.
Yeah, bloody stealing lightsabers. I don't... What... Was he... What's that opening scene? He, like, cuts off the bit of ice and falls down and...
Yeah, it's like melted his feet.
Wampa,
yeah, the big Yeti thing. It's like melted his feet into the ceiling.
Yeah, right.
And Luke's lightsaber is just fallen into the snow.
Yeah.
And he's trying to reach for it.
Mm.
But then he realizes he has to hone in the Force.
Yeah.
It's like the first time he's properly done it. And it's sort of his thing of like truly believing in it. And then he uses it to escape.
Yeah. It's great. Great movie.
It's a good movie.
Then, the hero gets beaten down, is at his worst.
And he gets the girl. Later turns out to not be the best.
Yeah. It's a great addition to the universe. It is basically the defining sequel, like the standard set.
Great twist.
Yeah.
It's been parried in everything.
Yep. Yeah. Great. I Am Your Father, Luke. It's unbeatable. I think the score is great as well.
Love the music.
Themes.
The Imperial March.
Yeah.
I loved AT-ATs when I was younger. I don't know why. The giant walkers.
Yeah, no, they're very they're cool designs. I love just, I don't know, you can't be practical.
It still holds up because they're real. They're real models that were there.
Exactly. It's always going to be always going to look good.
Yes. And shot on film, so you just infinitely remaster it.
Yeah, it's unbeatable. And I would say the best game sequel of all time is Halo 2.
Halo 2, my favourite game.
Yeah.
The first game I ever finished start to end.
Incredible. It probably was one of the first I finished as well.
Yeah.
But
one of the only ones you finished.
Not many games keep me going, but the Halo franchise, particularly Halo 2.
A lot of controversy when it first came out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do elaborate.
Because it was the sequel to the biggest game ever. It was very highly anticipated.
Yeah.
And people were very decisive about playing as the Arbiter. They just wanted to play as Chief.
The classic...
And the open-ended, when it first came out, that was people were not happy about that.
Yeah.
And the final mission, you play as the Arbiter.
Yeah.
And people were not happy about that because it's Chief's story.
Mm.
But I was a young, dumb kid, and I just didn't care about any of that, so I just loved it. But now people really like it, so...
Yeah, it's very good.
I think
it's a great story.
Yes. I like the boss fight at the end. Different from the rest of them. Normally it's an escaping, which it was going to be a big escape scene, but they were so tight with time they had to cut it.
Yeah. It's...
The whole game was going to be 2 and 3, pretty much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was massive, but they were...
Fuck. I'm glad they...
way in over their heads.
I'm glad they split it down a bit. Halo 2 is incredible. One of the best stories I've ever seen in a game. Great world building. I love... that's what I think I take away the most from Halo is...
I love the sounds of everything, the engines of the Banshees, the guns.
That's another thing that Empire and Star Wars does well, is sound effects. But Halo franchise. Both sci-fi franchises as well.
Both sci-fi, both space.
Yeah, you can get a lot
giant
out
robots,
of it.
the Scarab.
Yeah.
The AT-AT.
Yeah. You can get a lot out of sci-fi, I suppose. You can tell heaps of stories, you can keep going. It's probably why there's so many sequels to sci-fi.
Yeah, you can just go so far with it.
Yeah.
And just be loosely connected. Yeah. But it still fits.
Yeah, it's great. I fucking love Halo.
I love it too.
We're not talking about Halo 3, but that's in particular one of the funnest.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, one of the most fun I've ever had playing a game. Halo 2 is just fucking incredible story, and
I love it.
Yeah, love the characters as well. I love the Arbiter and everything going on with him.
I love the opening cutscene where the Arbiter is being demoted because he's lost, he failed, the ring was destroyed, but Chief is being promoted and praised because he won. He destroyed the Halo ring. And
yeah, it's a great.
It's just great. I love it.
Putting you into it, you start to immediately identify with the Covenant. It's just great. It's very well done.
Keith David.
Yeah,
just does the same voice and everything, but he doesn't need to change it.
Good voice.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Another game you liked as a child, based off a film, Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
Did you beat that?
I don't. I'm pretty sure I did once.
Fair.
Yeah. It's a very good story. It elaborates on the movie.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was always looking for in games that were based on movies. Spider-Man 2 really... it just kind of is a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
You have the core plot line with like the Dr. Octopus stuff, but then you have shitloads of other stuff going on.
Is he in the game?
Yeah. So he
survived.
No, the game is the movie, but with heaps of other shit going on. It's like heaps of storylines running at the same time. It's not like the movie finishes and then the game story goes.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
It's just.
But we're talking about the movie.
The movie. Yeah, Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Very good movie.
I'm crazy about it.
Yeah, fair enough. Why aren't you crazy about it? Because I'm sure people have heard endless praise about Spider-Man 2. It's probably more interesting to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit forgetful.
Forgettable or forgetful?
I don't know. I'm quite forgetful.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's very similar to the first one, I think.
Yeah.
It's just sort of the first one again. I don't really get as much out of Molina as I do Green Goblin.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not that the point is to compare the two. I prefer Alfred Molina, though.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Like as an actor?
Yeah.
I think I like Willem Dafoe more, but Alfred Molina's always good.
Yeah.
He's fucking incredible.
And it just, I don't know. I'm not sure. I love the promotional stuff for it.
For the second one?
Or is it the first one? When he stops the helicopter?
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. When did this one come out? 03?
02.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait. No, it might have been 04, the second one.
I think
the first one was 02.
Yes. Alfred Molina, he is obsessed with harnessing the power of the sun.
Yes.
For profit?
Yeah. Icarus style plotline.
Is it just for money he's doing it for there?
He's doing it for like renewable energy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because Franco wants to monetize it.
Yeah, that's it. And he just kills his wife and becomes a bad guy.
Well, the things infect his...
Yeah. He's a very layered villain, I think. Like, as far as superhero movies go. You know, it's not him. He's being controlled by something. And,
yeah. It's a bit like Spider-Man himself.
Yeah.
Because it's when he wears the suit, he's a different person from Peter Parker. The dual identity.
Exactly.
I'm liking it more as I talk about it.
Yeah, that's good.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It took me ages to sort of realise how, like, all the Scorpions feel.
Oh, shout out to me.
Shout out to you. All of Spider-Man's villains are different animals that are like similar to the spider.
Yep. Lizard's my favourite villain.
Yeah, Lizard's. Is he your favourite?
Spider-Man villain out of his rogues gallery. Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Is the most sympathetic one.
Okay. What? Because he's trying to grow his arm back.
Yeah, and he's like trying to help. Multiple people. He's in this movie as well. Actually, I just realised he's Professor.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember his name. Dr. what?
Curtis
Connor.
Yeah, Curtis Connor.
But my favourite scene in the film is when the truck's zooming down the street and he just has a big old bite of his big old hot dog and it just freeze frames for a second or two.
On Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head.
Yeah, good song. I like that song.
It's a great scene. I love it. He's like happy to be...
The movie looks like a TV movie, though.
It does, kind of.
I don't know why superhero movies...
Yeah, it is a superhero movie thing, isn't it?
They're just really... because even the first Avengers came out 10 years later.
Yeah.
It still looks...
Yeah, there's flat lighting and... Yeah.
Everything's washed out.
Fully widescreened.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. It looks like shit.
Yep.
But, yeah, I mean...
Incredible mind, but lazy.
Yeah. That's a
And he
quote.
saves the
Brilliant,
day.
but lazy.
All right,
Brilliant,
thank
but
you.
lazy.
I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Willem. Anyway.
I like Alfred Molina is my favourite part of the Tom Holland Spider-Man
Yeah,
one
No Way
when
Home.
they No Way Home. He's
Yeah.
definitely great in that. I love that.
Yeah, he's the best part. I think even Willem Dafoe brings it in that one though. And the new one's not very good. Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
It's I mean, I'm not personally a fan of it. It's good animation.
People really like it though.
People really seem to like it.
Yeah.
It's good animation. Everything else is just, it seems like it's unfinished.
Yeah.
Very
Rushed.
unfocused.
The sound.
Yeah, but speak of the devil, Naked Gun 2.
Yep.
Couldn't think of a way to
Uncle
segue
Ben.
there. Uncle Ben. Oh, superhero movie. Oh, fuck, I could have used that. Superhero movie.
Oh,
well. Naked Gun 2. Pretty much the only other sequel I could think of that's of any value.
You're going to have to take the reins on this one.
Yeah, it's just... it's not really much point talking about the plot. It's just another... he gets himself into a wacky situation. I think it's like a bioterrorist or something in this one. But like...
I think I watched the third one a lot as a kid.
Yeah, the third one's the Oscars.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the first one is... there's the plot to kill the Queen and everything, and he's at the baseball game.
What's this one a parody of? Is there one film it's taking most inspiration from, or is it just the genre?
I think it's the genre.
Okay.
All of them kind of are.
Okay.
Like they're not particularly.
I remember them being funny, scary movies.
Yeah, like. So yeah, Scary Movie seems to be more specifically parodying something.
So what's your favourite gag in the second one?
There's one I remember very vividly where he's like hanging off a building by a statue's dick.
Oh, yeah, I remember, yeah.
Which I want to lead from there into something. So my parents never let me watch the first Naked Gun movie when I was a
why?
kid. I think they thought it was too much. The first one was like
violence, innuendos.
Yeah, sexual stuff and swearing and stuff. But they let me watch this, the second one, which I would argue there's just as much, if not more, like
I don't remember swearing.
Jokes and not really swearing, but it's like it's the sexual stuff and like, all the jokes like that. Like in the first one, you got the nice beaver,
stuffed beaver. Thanks, I had it stuffed.
It's fucking it's shit like that. I think it's more subtle in the first one, so like I wouldn't have picked up on it, but in the second one it's just more blatant and in your face. But my parents were like, I guess the second one's like better, so you watch that. And I, for the longest time, thought it was the first movie, like the only Naked Gun movie.
Yeah.
And and I was obsessed with it as a kid. I loved this movie. I found out that I was allergic to kiwi fruit while watching this movie. Which is a funny story. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old.
Yeah.
And I was on my 6th or 7th kiwi fruit. I was just munging into it with a plastic green spoon.
Are you sure you're allergic or you just overdid it?
I'm definitely allergic. I don't think you're supposed to start swelling up.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying vomiting.
No, but I was like, my lips were just like half the size of my head, and I'm like, I think I'm allergic to kiwi fruit. And I just vividly remember Naked Gun 2 being on in the background.
Because you're allergic to cherry tomatoes as well. Yeah.
I'm allergic to 2 bottles of Jack Daniels
and Social Network.
That's really all I've got for Naked Gun. It's a decent sequel. I think it just continues that jokey.
Is OJ in it? Is our boy
OJ's in it. This was 3 years, I want to say, before
he didn't do anything.
Before he was rightfully acquitted.
Yes.
And the racist cops decided to try and smear his name. And I think he was in the third one as well, OJ.
Yeah.
I think he just made it.
He just got away with it just long enough.
Just got away with it. But I think that's really it for the good. There's not really a lot of good sequels, despite the best game and best movie ever both being sequels.
Yep.
But apart from that, like, it's really slim pickings there. Can you think of anything else game-wise, movie-wise, that you
No,
might just touch on?
not that are good.
Not that
I can't.
Good. Yeah,
I can only
can't.
think of terrible.
I can't either. I think we'll just take a quick break and we'll come back in a couple minutes with the bad.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. And we're back.
We are live, not on Saturday.
And this is the shit, the real meat of it.
This is the shit podcast.
The shit meat podcast.
Please comment.
And we're going into...
Oh, we forgot to say like, share and subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, and subscribe, guys. Hit that noties bell. And...
Yeah, that noto.
Join the YouTube channel. I don't know what else you do. Just, give us 5 stars.
Yep.
Go over to Yelp. Give us the big love heart on Yelp.
Make sure to swipe right on Tinder.
On Letterboxd. Put us in a list or something.
5 stars.
Yeah.
Say best podcast, best movie. Oh, we should make a letterbox for the movies we talk about.
They already have Letterboxd. All the movies we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm saying we should make a Scorpion and
I know.
Fraudcast.
We should. Yeah, for to make it easier, organise it. But
and the top of the list will be Exorcist 2.
Yeah.
The worst sequel I've ever seen.
Yeah, I couldn't even get through it.
Shock.
But I tried.
It's called Exorcist 2: The Heretic.
Yeah,
which
incredible.
Arbiter is named that. They call him the Heretic.
Ah, yeah.
So, could have segued into that.
It could have.
So it starts off with Linda Blair.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan from the first one. She's 15 now.
Yeah.
Awfully young to be doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's meant to have forgotten what happened from the first one.
Yeah.
But she still remembers.
Right. I wasn't sure about that because she was like, it seemed weird, like whether or not, like I wasn't sure if they were trying to do this like did it happen thing at the start.
No,
she was like,
does she remember?
Yeah.
Well, that the priest is like going to investigate what happened to the other 2 priests.
Yeah.
Yes, and then that machine thing like brings it all back to or whatever.
Light.
Yeah, like telepathically possesses the mum who works at like some special needs center.
Yeah,
but it's like super high tech.
Yeah,
it's like special
weird.
NASA,
like liminal space and shit.
Yeah, real weird. And everything's ADR'd.
Did you know it was Nurse Ratched, by the way? Did you realise that?
Who's Nurse Ratched?
From One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Yeah, but
the main chick.
Is she?
Yeah. She was originally hired to replace Ellen Burstyn.
I thought it was Ellen Burstyn. No. Okay, that's probably why I recognised her then.
Right. Yeah, because it's classic.
Okay. Oh, fair
Louise
enough.
Fletcher.
Yes. Sorry
if I threw you off there.
No, it's fine. Flew me off the cuckoo's nest. Yeah, and then the new priest, I can't remember anyone's name. The new priest goes into the memory with Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees that the possession was real. Oh, and she draws a drawing of the priest on fire.
Yeah.
And then there's a fire down in the basement or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's putting out the fire with like a crutch. And the Nurse Ratched is looking at the bit of paper and it's the same photo that she drew with the fire around him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they put out the fire and then he like... I don't know, man. And then he sees Kakumo, which is James L. Jones.
Mr. Jedge.
Mr. Jedge.
I love him.
And then he goes and sees him. And then it's weird because he like doesn't see him out in the middle of Africa. He's like at some laboratory where they work on locusts.
Right.
Because Pazuzu, the main demon, has taken over the locusts.
Yeah.
And then they go back to the original house, which is the different layout from the first film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard that.
And
they
then
couldn't get access to the original.
They just trash the house.
Mm.
You got anything to ask about it? Or you just...
I was just waiting for you to...
No, that's it.
Yeah. So, what drew you to this movie originally?
I wanted to watch the third one.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen the second one.
Yeah.
That's the only... I love the first one, and I've heard the third one is good.
Yeah.
But I don't think you do have to watch the second one.
I can't imagine.
Because I think the house is back.
I think you need to watch the first one to watch the second one.
No, I don't think you do either.
Yeah, it's just random shit.
Yeah.
Linda Blair apparently didn't want to come back for the sequel unless she was given a good script.
Right.
And apparently this was the good script that she was given.
Good script means good money.
She did say that it was completely like butchered in production. That they just like
everything's ADR'd.
Yeah, it's weird. I did notice that.
Yeah.
The set design's weird. There's a couple of really interesting like shots that I think, like there's one part where like she goes into some room and there's like a sliding door. I don't know why it's so futuristic. I'm only just realizing how weird that was.
Yeah, that's why I called it NASA.
Yeah. But like there's the sliding door and she walks in and then it closes behind her, and in the reflection of the sliding door, like next to her, you see the priest.
Yeah.
And it's like this weird...
They do that again.
And they just stand there and look at each other, and then he just like walks past. It's so uncomfortable.
They do that again with Linda. So I guess they liked it so much they just did it again.
Yeah.
They go back to that spot a lot.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. I noticed that Ennio Morricone was hired to do the score for it.
I don't even remember the music.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was completely silent the entire time, but Ennio Morricone...
Oh, no, well, there was, like, atmospheric, like, when the locusts came, they just made it super loud.
Yeah, yeah.
Max von Sydow is my favourite actor.
Yeah, he's incredible. And I guess he's just always reduced to, coming into a sequel and doing fuck all for like 2 minutes and then just getting the name on the bill, I guess. But yeah, it's a nothing fucking sequel. It seems very much a cash in. Stanley Kubrick was asked to do it.
Right, okay, this came out in 1977.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was asked to do it.
He said no. He said there was no way you could make a good sequel to The Exorcist.
Well, turns out he wasn't wrong.
Yeah. I would have listened to him.
Yeah, they go to Africa, out in the desert. Bit like Geonosis from Attack of the Clones.
Geonosis?
That's the name of the planet.
Oh, right.
The desert planet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just going to get up the trivia for... what was it? The Exorcist
2. Yeah.
Because I think it's worth noting some of the production issues that went along with creating this movie. It's a bit of a you kind of always tell a terrible sequel by the subheader being there. Exorcist 2: The Heretic.
Heretic or heretic?
Heretic.
I thought it was heretic.
Heretic.
Herdick.
Herdick.
Gotta feel dead air. Dead air. The best way to feel dead air is just by saying dead air.
Yeah, it's just by like dead just air. Keep talking.
I think a terrible game sequel is the second Blinks game.
Yeah, you want to bring that one back?
But I know I've got to talk about something.
Yeah, I've got something.
Go hit me, please.
Linda Blair refused to be subjected to the makeup she wore in the first film.
Fair.
In flashback scenes, the possessed Reagan was played by a double.
Yep.
Linda Blair called this one of the big disappointments of my career.
What else was she in?
The first Exorcist.
Fair enough.
The original opening night version of this film was so poorly received that the audience at a theatre on Hollywood Boulevard actually threw things at the screen to express their disgust when it was over.
Classic.
Linda Blair has said that Richard Burton started out sober, but frequently became drunk during the middle and end of filming.
Is that the priest?
Yes.
Yep.
She also says that tensions were high among the cast.
Yeah. Everyone's just blaming everyone.
William Peter Blatty, author of the original novel, reportedly had to stifle his own laughter upon viewing the film at the premiere.
So the book doesn't have a sequel then, I'm guessing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Linda Blair was already in the midst of her drug habits and constantly turned up late to shooting, to the point where she actually considered it an achievement that she was only 20 minutes late one day.
She was having a relationship with some 25-year-old singer at the time as well.
Really?
She's 15, yeah.
Damn. I
Classic
wonder what's
music.
happened to her. Director Sir John Borman pulled the film out of theatres twice to do some more editing.
Because that's what it needed.
Yeah, just a couple more touch-ups.
Just a few cuts here and there.
Fucking axe the thing. This film, along with The Exorcist 1 and 3, were serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer's favourite films.
Oh, that's right.
One of his surviving victims recalls seeing him watch this film repeatedly in a trance-like state. And at the time of its release, this was the most expensive film produced by Warner Brothers.
Yep.
Just a lot there.
Yeah.
That contributed to how fucking poor it is, but I don't know.
Tell you another terrible sequel to a great movie.
Yeah?
Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very boring.
That was very boring.
It had to be both a sequel to the Shining movie and an adaptation of the book Doctor Sleep, which, if you know anything about Stephen King's view on the Shining movie, you'd know that he probably didn't write the book to be a direct sequel to
I don't think he wrote the book.
the Doctor Sleep
He
book.
did write it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was some woman that wrote it.
No, it's a Stephen.
Right, okay.
It's a Mr. King original.
Ewan McGregor's in it.
Yeah, he's great. He's
older
always
Danny.
serviceable.
He plays old Danny.
Mm.
And he sees Scatman Crothers again.
Yeah.
As he goes back to the Overlook, but in his mind, to finally put it to rest.
Yeah, it's very boring.
Yes. And then Ewan McGregor is also in, just having some set difficulties.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor also appears in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Which is also another god-awful sequel.
That was a good segue.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Another god-awful sequel to a boring movie.
Yeah. I always forget that Ewan McGregor's in the prequels.
Yes.
I think he's just so serviceable in them that he gets overshadowed.
He's definitely the best part of them.
Yeah.
But the second one, I don't remember any music from the second one.
You don't remember?
I just remember a few lines from it, such as when Anakin is marrying Padme.
Yeah.
Oh, well, before that, he gives the infamous "I don't like sand" line.
Mm.
Of course, it's rough, it's irritating, he goes everywhere.
Classic.
Yeah, not really.
Could have been Shakespeare.
Not much of anything happens in the film, to be honest with you. The clones attack.
Is that the one where he dives out the window?
That is the one where he dives out the window at the start.
I love that.
That's such a great scene.
Yeah.
It just goes on for ages.
Star Wars movies, like, almost all of them have a good opening. The sequels don't, but the sequel trilogy.
No.
But even the prequels have pretty good openings.
It's just such a silly opening. So over the top.
Which one?
The second one, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
He jumps out the window, and the lightsaber fights, it's just so bad.
It just
so flashy.
Your attention. It's so... It's good.
Jango Fett goes to Camino. Talking about clones and whatnot.
Yeah. El Camino.
El Camino. Yeah, Yoda, first time CGI Yoda. Originally in the Phantom Menace, he was a puppet.
That's right.
And then George Lucas had to change it again.
He
couldn't help himself.
Look great.
No.
That original Yoda.
Count Dooku, first time we see Christopher.
That's right.
Lloyd?
Yes. No, Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. I love Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
It's good.
Love him so much. Neither of us could remember his name.
Yep. Rest in peace. The terrible fight with Yoda. Do you remember that?
Which one? Oh, when he's like jumping around. And
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
he's just fighting the CGI ball.
Yeah.
And Christopher Lee's head is just imposed on the stunt double.
Yeah.
His body. What's the ending? I can't remember the ending. Oh, he gets married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Terrible movie. So boring.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that boring compared to
the other two. A lot of people think it's the worst one out of the prequels. I would disagree with that. I think it's the best.
I wouldn't say the best.
What?
I just think the first one, it's got more memorable music and a good fight scene. The second one doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Also, the first one doesn't have Hayden.
And the third one has a good intro. I do like that intro.
Yeah, that was a good opening.
The opening to this, it's Padme lands on the docking thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And then a double gets killed, blown up in the explosion. I can't remember who that was. Was it Django?
Django? I'm not sure. I can't remember. It could have been fucking anyone. For all I care. I'm not the most well versed in Star Wars lore characters.
No, I used to be, but I stopped caring.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
At a certain point, it's just like so much, and it's all just there to explain like.
But the movies, it's just terrible. It's all the expanded stuff is way better.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of great openings, American Psycho 2 is our next movie that we're going to talk about.
Another sequel to a great first film.
Yeah. And it just completely ruins the original, like the logic of it.
Gets rid of the mystique of was or wasn't he.
Just gives a definite answer on something.
Straight away.
Yeah, straight off the bat. Patrick Bateman is not only the definite character that Christian Bale is playing, but he's definitely murdering and killing and continues to do so after the events of the first film. And he's just a serial killer. Like, there's nothing.
And he doesn't take off the ice pack face mask.
Yeah, I fucking loved that.
I didn't pick that up when I saw this originally.
Yeah, it's so funny. He's just wearing the fucking.
And the dressing gown.
Yeah. It's so clever.
And the obscure references to the first one as well.
Yeah, there are a couple. Like, it was clearly whoever decided that it was going to be a sequel, because it wasn't decided, before, like in pre-production.
Or post.
It was decided on premiere night. But whoever decided that clearly actually likes the original, and throws in a couple of nods to it, like it's like you're not here at all.
Yeah, it's like you're not here at all.
Yeah, I'm simply not here.
Great frisbee scene.
Yeah,
the opening, she's walking through the school.
Meg Griffin showing off her frisbee skills.
I love the flashback scenes to explain scenes.
Yeah,
but they do it in a way it's like you should have picked up on it. But they don't. They're just random.
It's out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like
and you're like explaining.
This was information. You should have guessed.
William Shatner's in it.
Yeah,
he's shattening it up.
Everyone wants to fuck him.
That's probably a demand he made in the contract. The clause.
He probably wrote the movie.
He's very handsy with the young actresses as well.
Yes,
that really got into the role.
All college students
all 45-year-old college students
don't want to get with him. And then Meg Griffin's just killing people so that she can get to Quantico or something.
The music is so loud and there's so much of it.
And like all the music that seems like it's supposed to be score is like, diegetic or.
And the stuff that is diegetic is.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like there's a part where she's being chased by cops, and she's just listening to like the Benny fucking Hill theme song.
Some Banjo-Kazooie stuff.
Yeah,
and she turns it up.
Yeah, it's like edited so like it's very clearly like changes the sound is like a radio muffle,
but then goes back.
Yeah, and then goes to like being non-diegetic, and it's just like the editing in that is just off the charts.
The Scooby-Doo extras, everyone looks like they came straight off the set of Scooby-Doo 2.
Yeah, it's incredible, and the ending.
Oh yeah, great ending.
Yeah,
She's Elizabeth McGuire.
Yeah.
She goes through many identities.
Yeah, yeah, and then she looks at the camera and she's like,
I think she does that 3 times.
yeah,
She does it at the start, the middle, and the end.
yeah, that's right. And then at the end she looks into the camera and she basically does the little nod to this confession has meant nothing.
It's a bit like the ending to Natural Born Killers as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, they're like, well, what's the point if nobody knew we did it? What was the point of doing
exactly. Yeah. It's and then it's just like the 2000s teen pop music kicks in. It's like unsure of what tone it wants to be, what genre it wants to be.
There's so much talking.
It's just nothing but exposition.
Just
like this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She narrates everything, every little thing. As soon as you see it, she explains it.
Yeah, and then it's like being explained over the top of it. It comes back again later in a flashback and is also, narrated over the top of it again.
You got the same thing 3 times. It's so long.
Yeah.
Goes on forever.
And for those of you who don't know it, I haven't seen it. Like the start of it, she kills Patrick Bateman, and then
she stabs him in the back with an ice pick, which she keeps throughout the film.
Yeah, and then she's like, quite often shown to, like, everyone thinks of her as like the greatest serial killer of all time or whatever. She's like in a league of her own, and like all she does is just
1 in a billion.
Yeah, it's a silly, like, they're just glamorizing it as well. They're not making any sort of statement on it.
And she doesn't have they don't give her a nickname.
Yeah.
Remember the start?
Oh, they do. They have like the Westboro Baptist Church Killer or something. I don't know. It was some shit. They had something for it.
I don't remember that.
But they like briefly mention at the end, and it's like, yeah, it's just a nothing movie. It's so boring and
off topic,
so over the top. But yeah.
Do you remember when William Shatner accredited the moon landing to himself?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, there's
such a goofy character.
I get where he's coming from, but I think he's self-aggrandizing a bit much there.
He loves himself.
He really does. I would too if I was William Shatner, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's just fingers crossed for American Psycho 3, I guess.
Yeah.
With Mila Kunis and
Patrick Bateman. What's his name?
Christian Bale. And Ashton Kutcher.
And Seth MacFarlane all teaming up together to fight the forces of evil. Well, she kills bad people, but she doesn't. She just kills random people. She killed the janitor for no reason. Yeah. Because she liked his mob.
And everyone she kills in the movie is just like someone who's in the way of, like, getting the same, like someone who wants the same thing she was, and so they pose a threat.
Yeah, but
they're not bad people.
It's like a loose thing. It's he didn't really earn it, so I'm gonna kill him. But then the woman who didn't give it to her at the start because she didn't meet the right criteria, she didn't deserve to die.
No, exactly. And no one really in the movie deserves to die except William Shatner, because he's not. I wouldn't say he deserves to die. He's really just. A bit of a perv. bit of a nonce.
Naughty boy. Well, everyone in the movie is like 35. Playing 22-year-olds.
Still. It's a bit dicey. But that's really all I've got for American Psycho 2. And bad movies in general. I think we'll take a break and we'll come back with The Ugly.
The ugly side of sequels.
The fun part. We'll see you in a jiff. Bye for now. Alright. Now we're back.
Hello everyone. We are back. We are live. Sunday Night Live.
And we're gonna fug this shit up. We're gonna the ugly fugly.
Man, the crass language is not gonna fly with me anymore.
Well, we're past the 1 minute mark, so I think we're good.
Oh yeah. Alright, fair enough.
The golden rule. Fudge!
Another terrible sequel to a great first film.
Yeah.
The Godfather Part 2.
Yeah. Which might be controversial. placement for this one. A lot of people like it.
It's all the flashback stuff I don't like.
Yeah.
With Robert De Niro, I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't like any of it.
I don't think it's necessary.
It doesn't look good either. It looks different. I don't know if they've put a tinge to it or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't.
It's that yellow tinge that they use for Mexico. They also use it for Italy.
And New York in the early 1920s.
Yeah. It's... Yeah, I don't know. All the Michael Corleone stuff is great. As it usually is. It's very addictive to watch this man fall deeper and deeper into corruption. And,
yes.
And at the cost of everyone he loves and everyone around him. It's very, very good. It's a great continuation. In that sense, that aspect, that half of Godfather Part 2 is, what a sequel should be. Alas, they have to pad all that out with like a bunch of naff Robert De Niro as Vito in the young, good old days.
He seems bored.
He's not doing it very well.
The Italian accent is so forced. Him just speaking Italian.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't know Italian.
No.
But like there are some incredible moments in it,
but they're all from the current timeline.
Michael.
I love Michael and his brother
and Fredo.
When he confronts him, he just kisses him. He's like, "I know it was you, Fredo."
Yeah,
because Fredo tries to have him assassinated.
Yeah,
earlier on in the film.
Yeah, John Cazale, is it?
Cazale.
Incredible actor.
Great.
5 just absolute bangers, and then he just dipped.
Great work. All great movies he was in.
Yeah, incredible. Do you remember that movie that was going around not long ago, the fake movie from the 70s that was directed by Scorsese?
I remember you telling me about it. I don't know anything about it.
I can't remember what it was called. It's some Russian
was he in that?
Yeah, John Cazale.
Okay.
That's how I knew it was fake off the back. So I was like,
oh, okay, yeah.
He was only in 5 movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else was damn, I kind of want to see this.
I like the ending to this.
Yeah, great ending.
It's
should have talked about that.
Yeah, I know. It's Michael Corleone sitting alone when Marlon Brando comes home, but you don't see it, and everyone's cheering and happy he's home or whatever. Michael just sits all at the dinner table.
Marlon Brando.
You don't see him, but you hear him.
Right.
Isn't that what's the ending?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I
thought that was.
That is the ending. But it's just so many great scenes in it.
Yeah.
And when they whack John Cazale, when he goes out fishing with Michael's son, and one of the hitmen's like to the son, "All right, come with me."
Yeah.
And John just knows that's it. The hitmen are told to wait until after the mother's dead to get him.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck.
It's so sad. Yeah. I love that. I love half of that movie.
Yeah, it's a shame they just had to bog it down with all that fucking naff garbage. Robert De Niro's good, but he's just not.
Yeah.
Not a great fit for Vito.
No,
I don't think.
Well, he got the Academy Award for it.
Yeah. Good for him. Al didn't win an Academy Award until Scent of a Woman. So,
was he nominated throughout though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was nominated for Godfather, I think.
Scent of a Was that 97?
93.
Wow. Okay. So they took a while to.
I didn't even try to make that quiet. I was fucking thirsty.
Couldn't have made that any louder. Damn, that sounded like a Terminator 2. All that liquid.
That's
the T2000.
Such a good segue. Alright, so we've got a James Cameron double hitter for you today, ladies and gentlemen.
Titanic 2 and Terminator 2.
Titanic 2 and True Lies 2.
My favourite Jamie Lee Curtis movie. Do you like Terminator 2?
I actually like Terminator 2.
I don't really like Terminator 2.
Well, why don't you?
Because it's just an action-packed movie. It's just an action movie, and that's all it is. There's not really much to it. It takes away a little bit from the first one. The first one's sort of like good. No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Sorry. The first one's sort of like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
And he's scary.
Yeah.
And there's only one of it.
Yeah.
And people don't know how to deal with it. It's just like this indestructible force. And then in the second one, there's two. But Arnie's a good guy.
And then the other one's like a liquid.
Patrick is like a liquid thing, and the CG's like not great.
Yeah.
There's a few times there's a few scenes though, like in the helicopter when he like morphs into the co-pilot. I was like, oh, I don't like that.
That's a bit much. Yeah.
And everything's blue. The whole film is blue. Everything's blue, and he doesn't. I
don't know. The first one's just grey.
I love the first one.
No, like
it's just dark. It's not grey. But yeah, the good Terminator doesn't kill anyone.
Yeah.
Because he's told not to, and he lights up all those cops with the minigun.
Yeah.
And it's like fatality 0. And then the dude with the detonator. He's
yeah. Yeah.
I hated that scene as a kid. Oh, but I remember that film because it was always playing like on the premieres Blockbuster. Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
Every time I went into Blockbuster, that would always be playing.
It's... I don't know. I mean, I don't really see the problem with a movie just being an action movie in the first place.
Well, it's just generic. I don't feel like there's really much to it.
I think it's a plot-driven action movie. It's as long as there's something driving the action.
John Connor needs a father figure.
That's not really. It's just he needs someone to protect him.
What's the plot? There is a good. I do like. There's one good scene I do like in it when the Liquid Terminator has killed John Connor's foster parents, but you don't know that yet. You think it's just the mother.
Yeah.
And the dog's barking in the background.
Yeah.
And Arnie is mimicking young John Connor's voice. And he's like, oh, hey, Mum, like, what's going on? And then Mum's like, oh, come home, son, where are you? And then Arnie's like, what is the dog's name? He's like, oh, Maxie. And he's like, oh, what's wrong with Snowy? He's like, oh, Snowy's okay. He's all right. And then Arnie's like, okay, I'm coming home now, Mum. And he hangs up and he's like, your parents are dead.
It's great.
And then it cuts and she's killed the other dude with the...
Yeah.
His liquid thing or whatever.
One of those liquid impalers.
Ice pick. I love his run, Patrick's run.
Yeah.
He couldn't get his hand straighter. His dead serious face.
It's like the Tom Cruise run.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I like action movies and I
it's
I
fair.
like ones that are driven by plot and you get some sort of emotional center.
It's very corny as well. Cheesy.
Yeah. The thumbs up coming out of the I love that shit.
Liquid.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Aliens.
Yeah, so it suffers from something that you mentioned before.
Before we get into it, do you like Aliens?
I don't mind it.
People love it. I don't like it at all.
It's a bit nothing, especially compared to the first one.
It's
but I don't
really
have that much of a problem with it.
The props look flimsy. They're like flapping around when they show them.
The characters are a lot more caricaturish. Yeah.
Game over, man.
I just didn't really have a problem with any of that. Doesn't make for a great sequel because it's just a completely different.
And again, the first one,
the
xenomorph. There's one of it. Nobody knows what it is.
That's what
they can't deal with it. Yeah. The only thing that works against it is fire. Man's first discovery, and they're on this, spaceship with all this technology. Nothing works against it.
Yeah.
Except for fire. And then in the second one, they've got laser guns that just mow down hundreds of them.
Yeah, it does take a lot of the.
And the goofy fight scene at the end with the Queen Alien.
Yeah.
And Sigourney just holds on to the vacuum of space with her arm.
I love Bishop. Bishop's a great character.
I do like Bishop.
And
he's not as good as...
I can't remember his name, the actor who plays him, but...
Yeah.
Lance Erickson?
Lance Hendricks?
Something like that.
Oh, he's in Terminator.
Yeah.
And he's in Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
Another
great resume.
Cazale and Pacino film.
Yeah. They've all got great resumes.
Yep.
I don't know. I just like the ending to Aliens. I like the...
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, again, cheap and corny. It's the same movie again.
Yeah.
You find out in the first one that they want to weaponize this thing
Yeah.
And, the whole crew, the rest of the crew don't know about it. And then at the end, there's a big reveal that, they want to weaponize it for monetary value. And then the second one, they're sent out there to go collect them again.
Yeah.
And partway through, they realise, they want to monetize it again for weaponization.
Yeah. It's, that's the classic sequel. Like, you just do the same thing but bigger.
Just same again, but bigger. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of people like it.
A lot of people love it.
Same with Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't really have a problem with it, but I can see purists of the first film just not liking it because of how much it takes away from it. I can forgive it because there's certain things, like if they've experienced it once, maybe they have a chance to upgrade the defense against it. I don't know. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it does ruin an element of the first one about how unkillable it is.
Yeah. And so, if they had a pulse rifle, then it would have been taken care of easy.
Yeah.
Easier.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just a good old fun action movie. But I do get why people don't like it. Or might not. But there's one movie that I think it's quite unanimous.
The last movie we're going to talk about.
I think it's quite unanimous. The Last Jedi is a piece of shit, and it's incomprehensible and incompetent and doesn't know what it's doing.
I feel like Rise of Skywalker is more so, but you seem to be the opposite.
No. I thought you were more about that with Last Jedi.
Only until I realised that Rian Johnson did all that on purpose.
Yeah.
Then I was like, actually, you know what?
No, Rise of Skywalker, I think is just a worse movie. Last Jedi is like baffling in some of the decisions.
Horrific.
Yeah, it's there are some interesting choices. Like, I like the idea of the stable kids with the Force and stuff.
Yeah, I love that scene.
Even though it's goofy the way they do it, it's cool to like show that then it's not just them.
It's the whole thing Luke was as well. It's like a farmhand. He's the last hope, and then some kid. They truly believe all the Jedis have been wiped. Yeah, and then this kid just uses the Force, and you're like, oh wow, I'm like really interested in that. But that scene happens at the casino scene with the horse racing and that. Yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah, that's right.
With Frankie Four Fingers, but he's not in it at all. I
totally forgot he was a part of it.
Yep. Remember, they build him up this whole time, and it's not even him.
Yeah, Benicio. Why put Benicio del Toro in a movie if you're not going to use him? He's
such a good actor.
Yeah, he's incredible. Everything I've seen him in.
How would you give just a real quick ranking of the sequel trilogy? What order would you put them in? That's
a tricky one because Force Awakens is the best movie out of the three.
I think I'd go in order they came out.
Yeah, probably.
Force, Jedi, and Sky.
If it was like what I'd rather watch, Last Jedi I'd rather rewatch than Force Awakens.
Well, I mean, we have seen The Force Awakens.
Yeah,
a few times.
I've seen any movie that many times in cinemas.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
But yeah, terrible trilogy. It's
Snoke is killed.
Yeah.
After not finding out anything about him.
Yeah.
Then we find out Rey's parents are no one.
Yeah.
Which again is undone in the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Somehow Palpatine's returned.
That's the
third one again.
Yeah, Rise.
They fly now?
Yeah, that's Rise.
Okay, I don't remember anything. Oh, Luke dies.
Yeah.
But Leia doesn't. And then in real life, Leia died and Luke didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
She force swims through space.
Yeah, that's right. Laura Dern is there.
Oh yeah, I don't know how light speed works or a warp jump, but
I don't think anyone who makes these movies knows how that works either.
Yeah, it's just not good.
No.
I don't like it.
No, it's a terrible movie.
I hated it while watching it.
It's a terrible movie.
But Rian Johnson's such a beast for taking on such a huge project, and he's promised so much more in this universe. Very lucrative. Well, it was. I don't know if it is anymore. He's promised this whole trilogy, all this extra stuff.
Yeah.
And since they don't let him make the film he wants to make, he's like, all right then. And just
I'm not gonna make the film you want me to make.
fucks it.
Yeah,
Your
that's
Snoke,
incredible.
you remember your Snoke theories suck? Do you remember all that? The stickers they made and everything? That was a big...
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah.
And the mask, he breaks the mask, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
And then the third one, he fixes it.
Yeah.
And the scar,
very
he
good
gives him this
visual.
massive goofy scar across his
Yeah.
face, and the third one, they just move it.
Yeah.
No, in the first one, anyway.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's
Ugh.
fucking... Oh.
Finn doesn't do anything except scream, "Ray!"
And then tries to fuck the... what's her
No,
name?
she denies him a great hero's death.
Yeah, that's
Remember
right.
on the not snow planet?
Yeah.
Crate?
The sand.
That's so funny.
Salt planet, sorry.
That was so funny. When we were watching it, they go to like a planet that's covered in
Yeah.
white substance,
Yeah,
and one of the
picks it up
guys
and-
runs his hand across it and licks it, and he goes, "It's salt." And then
Ugh.
Frog leaned over to me and went, "It's not snow," and I laughed.
I'm like, what
After
the fuck
crying.
are you doing at the movies with a frog? I had no idea what you meant for a second.
I was with Oglin.
Oglin.
My name is Oglin.
Mr. Froglin. Yeah, Last Jedi.
What's the end? Oh no, sorry. And then they're on like those salt skimmer things. I don't know what they are. Taking out the gorilla AT-ATs.
Yeah.
And Finn is about to fly into the giant cannon to stop it from getting into the resistance.
Yeah.
But Rose crashes into him. And she's like, "We're going to win the war with love." And then they kiss as the laser like destroys the entrance to the base, allowing the Empire or the First Order to go kill the rest of the resistance.
Yeah. I don't... Oh, yeah.
And they kill this one. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's the very end? Is it Luke's funeral
I
or
don't
something?
remember. I don't remember a funeral. I just remember that last battle, and then Luke
Yeah.
dies, and that's it. I'm not gonna go back and watch it.
I will watch it.
I might one day, but I don't know. It's a terrible trilogy, which coincidentally will be the next thing we talk about.
Trilogies.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
We'll try and focus it a bit more. But I think we did an alright job today.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's it for the Scorpion and the Frog podcast for this week.
Episode 2.
Sequels.
The sequels.
We should have talked about the Squeakle. The Alfred and the Chipmunks.
Well, we can in trilogies.
Yeah. But there's like 5 movies there.
I think 4.
Yeah.
The Squeakle and Shipwreck.
Oh well. Well, we'll try and whittle down that list, and we'll see you
David
again.
Cross is in Halo 2 as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
He voices a character.
Cool. Good
And
for
Michelle
him.
Rodriguez.
Is Bob Odenkirk in it?
I don't think so.
Damn. Well, strong finish. I'll,
Next
we'll-
episode, we'll do a bunch of meth, so high energy.
Yeah, that'd be good actually. We'll get some meth. Work in a meth budget for the podcast going forward.
Guys, please comment, subscribe, like. Just even if you don't like it, tell us in the comments, just so we know someone's watching it. So from us.
Yeah. No, that's.
And I'll leave you off with a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a knock knock joke, but you guys are gonna have to start it. Okay.